Si yo no la cago, no soy persona. Entonces, ¿qué ha pasado? Efectivamente, la he cagado. Y se me ha borrado todo un archivo de... no de partida, pero sí de grabación. Y entonces me he pasado 40 minutos jugando sin que se haya grabado nada. Menos mal que me di cuenta pronto, bueno, pronto, 40 minutazos. Y lo que voy a hacer es... bueno, me he apuntado aquí lo que hice. No lo estáis viendo, pero está aquí. Entonces voy a ir mirando lo que hice para saber lo que hacer. Y lo voy a recrear todo, pero esta vez haciéndolo más rápido porque me lo voy a saber. Y haciendo un par de cositas que debería haber hecho, pero no he hecho. Y me he dado cuenta de ello en editando las grabaciones anteriores. Vale, estábamos en el invernadero con el señor, se queda un poquito de mal rollo.
Too shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little too.
Safe to eat, do you think?
No,
I'm gonna say no.
exactamente. Las cositas aquí
Hanging
colgando.
baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Y esto en verdad es verdad.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Todo lo que está aquí parece que tiene poderes mágicos. Esta hierba
Bags of
es
soil.
hierba. Tierra es azul, ¿verdad?
So,
Blue. Vale. La regaderita.
Tools.
Herramientas.
Used by a gardener. For gardening.
Hombre, si las usara para la informática estaría
this
chungo.
one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
Parece ámbar.
Looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Vale. Y se me han añadido las cosas porque interrogué a gente, hablé con gente, le enseñé esta fruta a gente, a Hawkshaw, creo que se llamaba. Se la enseñé a Fitz, se la enseñé a Flora. Entonces, pues... una fruta en una maceta con una piel dura, similar a una gema. La tierra de la maceta es de un color azul inusual. La tierra la prepara Fitz usando el agua del lago que rodea Tangle Tower. Fitz utiliza esa tierra azul única para cultivar todas sus plantas y el fruto no es comestible pero tiene algún valor como mineral precioso. Vale.
It's bigger in here than I thought it would be.
Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
You're only
2 inches makes
vale.
all.
Aquí este cartelito, bueno, un cartelito gráfico, vamos a examinarlo mejor. Porque una dice que es como una tabla periódica que le recuerda eso y este dice que son letras griegas. Yo no sé para qué significa, o sea, para qué se puede utilizar.
I think.
Kind of reminds me of a periodic table.
Tenemos aquí, esto creo que es pi. Bueno,
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
y yo creo que ya lo hemos mirado todo, en verdad. Voy a hablar con el señor este. Hola. ¿Veis que ya hemos sabido su encuentro sobre él, sobre lo que hizo ayer y su declaración? También hemos preguntado de todos menos este personaje que no le conocéis, pero que le vais a conocer ahora. Y esta cosa... encuentro.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him.
Hombre, como para no verle.
He's a little too big to hide in the bushes.
A mí en verdad me parece muy mono, yo no sé
Is anyone going to see?
por qué se lo toman tan a...
Or shall
Buah,
we
qué
just
mal
stand
rollo.
around staring at each
A ver
other?
si le ves entre las
Right,
sombras, claro que
sorry.
da.
Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
Buena pregunta. No
I
sé.
don't know.
Vale. Sobre
You
ti.
work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
A mí esto me dejó muy rayada. Como que, vale, no es venenoso, ok, pero no para vosotros. Entonces para ellos sí que es venenoso. ¿O para quién sí lo
What's this
es?
got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
Lo que me raya de esta conversación es que siempre se refiere como para nosotros, como si ellos al pasar el lago entraras como una zona en la que todo funciona de forma diferente.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No,
Y esto
I'm just the gardener.
lo has dicho con resentimiento, querido.
I
Vale,
was
¿qué
in my
hiciste ayer?
greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Sí,
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later.
Penélope.
She likes looking at the flowers,
No
I
la hemos
think.
conocido
Did
todavía.
you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And
Let me guess.
Regaste,
Watering
quitaste
and weeding.
hierbas.
Right.
did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
Y no responde. ¿Y cuál es tu declaración?
I
Veamos
was up
tus
in the rooftop
dibujitos.
garden. It was quiet. And then
Vale,
it
a ver.
wasn't.
Esta es su habitación. Quiero saber de quién es esta habitación porque parece que se pueden acceder desde las dos. Bueno,
I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human.
a ver, no sonaba humano el grito. Si venía de la parte de arriba, arriba había dos cosas que podían haber hecho un sonido no humano, que era el gramófono al romperse, pero ahora va a decir una cosa sobre el gramófono, entonces no puede ser eso. Y puede ser Flora, que como no habla, su grito puede sonar no humano. ¿Es posible eso?
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me.
Poppy,
Did I
tampoco
not
la hemos
mention that?
conocido.
Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded.
You kicked the door down?
I did.
Ellos echaron la
Poppy and
puerta
I
abajo.
went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
Freya ya estaba muerta. Ha sonado mi
Flora was
reloj.
there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while.
Poppy se va de la
When she came
habitación
back, she had her father with her,
y vuelve con su
and
padre y
Fifi
Fifi.
too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow.
Vienen Penélope y
I thought that
Félix,
was odd.
y Flora
Don't
está de
normally see the
rodillas.
two of them together.
Y no es normal
Felix
ver
took
a
charge.
Penélope y
There was
Félix.
nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at
Esto
me.
no nos lo contó Hawkshaw.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Yo creo que Hawkshaw como que sospechaba de que algo le iba a pasar a Freya, pero no sabía muy bien cómo.
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
¿No, verdad?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
Si escucháis algún ruido de fondo es que es muy por la mañana, entonces hay mucha gente activa por todo mi barrio, entonces, perdón, si escucháis algo. Vale,
She
preguntamos por
questioned me.
Hawkshaw.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me. I can tell.
Ella, Hawkshaw, dice que sí que ha registrado todas las partes de Tangle Tower. Entonces, ¿cómo es que este señor dice que sabe que no ha entrado a su invernadero?
She
Freya.
was always kind to me.
Este señor habla como, no sé, me raya mucho como habla, porque dice, siempre fue amable conmigo.
She'd
¿Con
come into the
quién no?
greenhouse when I was working. Sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them. Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
Vale.
Have you met this guy, Fitz?
¿Te
Shifty
conoces?
eyes. Doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
No lo
That's
pilla.
me.
Yeah, that's... It was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
Vale, por esta tía no le vamos a preguntar porque no la hemos visto, se
Nice
supone.
painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you.
Círculo
But nature
perfecto.
is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation. Who gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
That looks like it might belong to
Poppy.
Poppy.
Vale.
It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it
O
once.
sea que Poppy puede
were they
saber de
saying?
ello.
They were
Porque Freya está
arguing
muerta, ¿no?
about something,
A ella no le
but I
podemos
can't remember the
hablar.
details. How odd.
Como que qué raro.
How odd.
What do you think that is in Flora's hand?
I
Un
don't
cuchillo.
know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around.
Estaba
a
de
little by then.
rodillas.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor. There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly. That belongs to Poppy.
Es de
So, why
Poppy,
is it up in
como las
Flora's tower?
cintas que estaba
I'm not
dentro
sure.
también.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
¿Por qué pone esa cara de...
That looks like it might
Uy,
belong
qué
to Poppy.
sospechoso.
It's
O
an egg
vacío.
with feet.
It was locked, but we opened it. But it was empty.
Fun story.
Y la
This
fruta.
is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
Ah, maravilloso. Esto no lo vamos a mirar todavía porque se supone que no lo hemos descubierto. Entonces nos vamos aquí, porque aquí hay un puzzle que se puede hacer que yo me rayé mucho. Que es
Is
este.
that a
If it
closet?
Sí, el
is.
reloj, vamos a examinar mejor. Básicamente tenemos que poner las manecillas en la forma en la que corresponden. Y ya estaría. Es la cosa más fácil en que se ha hecho
I'm
nunca.
impressed. What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
Lente pequeña. Una pequeña herramienta de latón con una lente curva de cristal. Tiene un tornillo en la base. Vale. Vamos a hablar con Hawkshaw. Hola, bonita, ¿qué tal estás?
I'll say
Fitz.
this, he's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse, but I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers in secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I
Ya
just
ves.
wonder if he's getting restless.
Vale, ¿qué me puedes decir de la frutica?
People here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth?
Y la
This
lente
belongs
pequeña.
to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
Pues te lo he
And,
robado. Buenas tardes.
What is it?
It's my handheld microscope.
Microscopio
For up-close
portátil.
investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace
Para espiar.
particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Ah, ok.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
O sea, ¿cómo puede ser que estuviera investigando el invernadero si el niño, el chaval este, el señor este, nos ha dicho que no ha entrado ahí, que no ha podido entrar? Vale, vamos a... Esta es la habitación de Fitz, que se nos ha abierto, así que vamos para allá. Súper decorada está la habitación.
Oh, wow.
What?
It's a big empty space. Huh. Neither of these lights have an actual light bulb.
They're just decorative.
Pedazo de decoración.
Oh, so decorative. An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Cartita de amor.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
Todo pinta que es Poppy Pointer, pero pinta tanto que seguramente no sea Poppy Pointer.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
A mí me parece muy raro que el señor jardinero, que no sé qué, que tiene aquí un jardín, que tiene un invernadero, tenga en su cuarto una plantita, solo, en una macetita muy pequeña.
Healthy,
Me
but
resulta
sad.
raro.
I think it would rather be outside.
Doesn't look soft.
We already solved it.
Esto ya lo hemos resuelto, iba a decir resolvido. Una paleta de jardinería de metal con un patrón decorativo, tiene un dibujo decorativo grabado y letras a los dos lados de un corazón, PPFF. Que se conseguía quitando un candado, resolviendo un puzzle con hojitas y no sé qué. Y luego esto, que está cerrado y da al jardín interior, por así decirlo.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Y esto no sé cómo resolverlo. Porque tenemos estas cositas de aquí. Y luego los soles. Pero claro.
Maybe the information we need isn't here.
Por eso lo vamos a
Where's
Somewhere
dejar.
else.
Vamos a...
Let's come back once we know what to do.
Vale. Y ya está. Esto es todo lo que hay en esta habitación. No hay nada más interesante. Entonces, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Vamos a subir primero. Porque aquí hay una cosa que tengo que coger que no he cogido. Que son esto, las pinturitas.
Freya's painting supplies.
Tarritos de cristal de pintura roja, amarilla, azul, negra y blanca. Los tarros de cristal están agrietados por un lado. Rojo, amarillo, azul, negro y blanco. Y en la paleta... Yo aquí no veo azul. Esto es más rayada mía que otra cosa, pero el amarillo, ¿por qué está intacto? Y en el cuadro hay tanto
There it is,
amarillo.
the unfinished.
So,
Looks that way.
Todo esto es amarillo. A no ser que hayas juntado blanco con rojo, con... A mí eso me raya. Luego, en el cuadro tú aquí ves una plantita y otra plantita. Y aquí solo hay una planta.
A little pot plant, balanced on the window lid.
it's the only plant in the entire
La
room.
única planta en toda la habitación, pero en el cuadro aparecen dos plantas.
The whole room has a strange feeling.
Yeah, there might be a reason for that.
Entonces no sé si es que había aquí la otra y se cayó, o realmente este cuadro no corresponde a que esté aquí. Bueno, espera, vamos a preguntarle a esta tía a ver si sabe algo de algo. Hola, ¿qué tal? Te vengo a preguntar sobre ese señor.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other than your initials?
No habla, perfecto. A Fifi todavía no. La fruta. Tampoco hablas. La paleta. No hablas. La lente pequeña. No hablas. Y las cinturas de Freya, mucho menos. Así que nos piramos de aquí. Nos bajamos con Hawkshop. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Vengo a preguntarte sobre la paleta.
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
No tiene mucha
I
pinta,
don't know.
querida.
I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon.
Bueno,
just
estaba muy
lying
tirada, no
around.
estaba.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around.
Vale, y las pinturas de Freya.
Paints.
Yep.
Paints.
Pinturas.
Mm-hmm.
Ujú. Vale, bueno. Vamos a hablar con Fritz ahora. Te vamos a preguntar tu palita. Y las pinturas y el telescopio. Porque el telescopio está relacionado contigo. Las
This
paletitas,
is yours, Vince?
por supuesto, estaba en tu cuarto. No me digas
Yeah.
que es del vecino.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
Exacto. Básicamente, puede que te haya dicho que esto no es una herramienta. Si dice que guarda todas sus herramientas en el invernadero y esto no estaba en el invernadero, no es una herramienta.
You ever seen this before, Fitz?
No, but I don't normally go into Fifi's room.
That's not where we found it.
Oh, I just thought it looks like it belongs to her.
Le preguntaremos si es suyo.
Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure
Cuando haces una
form.
mezcla no puedes devolver al color original aunque lo mezcles otra vez. Claro está, ¿sabes? Vale, y nos vamos a la habitación de Fifi.